Life at the isolated manor farm is miserable, laborious, and short. Mr. Jones, a neglectful, drunken proprietor, works his animals relentlessly, feeding them just enough to keep them breathing before they are slaughtered. Sensing his end is near, an aging prize boar named Old Major gathers the starving animals in a crowded, shadowy barn. He shares a dream of a world without human tyranny, a place where animals are well-fed, free, and treated with dignity. He leaves them with a distilled philosophy: animalism. Under this system, every creature with 4 legs or wings is an ally, and all animals possess equal value and rights. When Jones goes on a drinking binge and forgets to feed them, the starving animals snap. They swarm their human oppressors, shatter the wooden fences, and violently chase Jones off the property, destroying the whips, bits, and chains of their enslavement. The animals now stand on property they own, having dismantled the tools of their previous masters through a single, unified strike. Organizing this new society falls to the cleverest animals, the pigs. Specifically, 2 ambitious pigs named Snowball and Napoleon step into leadership roles after revealing they've taught themselves how to read and write. They distill animalism into 7 unalterable laws, written on the big barn to govern their new society. But because the working animals struggle to memorize the full list, Snowball reduces their constitution down to one essential maxim: 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Initially, the farm thrives. They yield a massive harvest, largely thanks to Boxer, a powerful and devoted draft horse who takes on the heavy labor with a personal motto: "I will work harder." When the humans return to reclaim the farm, they are completely outsmarted. Snowball has studied the military campaigns of Julius Caesar, and he leads the animals in a planned ambush to defeat the invaders. While they celebrate their military victory, a divide is forming between the 2 leaders. Snowball looks toward a visionary future, while Napoleon quietly begins building his own base of support. The tension boils over when Snowball proposes a massive engineering project, a windmill that will generate electricity, automate farming tasks, and drastically ease the animals' labor. Before a vote can be cast, Napoleon unleashes a hidden force. 9 ferocious attack dogs, raised in isolation, charge out of the shadows. They chase Snowball off the farm entirely. With his rival gone, Napoleon instantly abolishes the democratic meetings, declaring that from now on, all decisions will fall solely to the pigs. Napoleon immediately reverses his stance on the windmill. He steals the designs, claims they were his all along, and forces the remaining animals into backbreaking, relentless toil to construct it. When fierce winter storms blow through and topple the half-built structure, Napoleon refuses to admit any engineering flaws. Instead, he blames the exiled Snowball, claiming the former leader is sneaking in at night to sabotage their progress. With the dogs growling at any sign of dissent and a traitor to blame for every disaster, Napoleon now commands absolute obedience without having to win a single debate. To maintain this illusion, Napoleon relies on Squealer, a silver-tongued propaganda minister whose only job is to justify why the pigs are taking a larger share of the farm's food and comfort. The pigs soon abandon their core tenets entirely. They move into the farmhouse, sleep in human beds, and even begin drinking alcohol. When the other animals question these obvious violations, they find the rules on the barn wall have changed. Squealer secretly adds a loophole to the rule against beds, appending the words "with sheets" to justify the pigs' new sleeping arrangements. The working animals, unsure of their own literacy and memories, passively accept Squealer's explanation that the law was always written this way. By continuously altering the record of the past, the pigs have ensured the animals can no longer verify the reality of the present. As conditions worsen, the regime relies on pure terror. Napoleon stages public inquisitions, forcing animals to confess to colluding with Snowball before having the dogs tear out their throats in front of the others. Through the bloodshed and starvation, Boxer, the workhorse, pushes forward, dragging heavy stones until his lungs physically give out under the immense weight. The pigs promise to send him to a human hospital to recover, but as the cart pulls away, the animals realize the truth. Napoleon has sold his most loyal worker to a glue maker to finance another crate of whiskey. Squealer smoothly covers the tracks, claiming the hospital simply bought a glue maker's cart and failed to repaint it, while swearing he held Boxer's hand during his final peaceful moments. A delivery of whiskey arrives at the farmhouse door shortly after Boxer's departure. On Animal Farm, loyalty is no longer a bond between comrades, but a resource to be traded for the leader's luxury. Years pass. The original rebellion fades into memory, and while the farm grows wealthy, the surviving animals remain hungry, still believing they are free despite the reality of their labor. Then comes the final reversal. The animals watch in horror as Squealer and Napoleon emerge from the farmhouse, strolling upright and carrying whips. Before anyone can protest this violation of their founding laws, the sheep drown them out with a newly taught chant: 4 legs good, 2 legs better. Clover the horse is led to the barn to read the 7 commandments. They have been erased. In their place is a single sentence: all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. That evening, the pigs host neighboring human farmers for a card game, where Napoleon officially announces the property will return to its original name, Manor Farm. As an argument breaks out over a cheating hand, the animals watch through the farmhouse glass. They look from pig to man and from man to pig and realize they can no longer distinguish between them. The cycle has returned to its starting point. In their search for absolute power, the pigs have become the exact thing they once set out to destroy.